lots of love. It's Nina Concepcion here. We are up to day 7. We are halfway through, and what is it that we are halfway through with? I'm doing a 14 days of 14 Facebook Lives on how did I get into this line of work, as from being a coach, a motivational speaker, and a trainer. A lot of people ask me, how did I get into this line of work? And so I decided to create a 14-day series for free on my social media, which I'll also be uploading on my YouTube channel, to be able to share with you guys in case you can have some insights into maybe asking questions about what you're doing with your life, and maybe what you're interested, and maybe what it is that you're curious about and just interested in and wanting to explore. Hi Brad, it's nice to see you. I know that there's going to be some people that come on board later on as well onto the live, but for those of you that aren't watching live, feel free to, again, put any comments down below, share your experiences, and just ask any questions, because I do get around to reading all of the comments, I do promise. And so what is day number 7 all about? With day number 7, what I find the topic of today, it's so important, because it's one of the things that if we don't pay more attention to, it starts becoming detrimental to our health, and we start forgetting about the really simple things that allows us to be able to function at our highest capacity and be as efficient and healthy as possible. If we also don't do this, it can lead to burnout, and it can lead to us forgetting what's important and who we are and why we're doing what we're doing. So what is it? For me, it comes down to self-care. And looking back on my real estate career, I knew how to take care of myself in general. I was going to the gym a lot. I was listening to personal development on a daily basis. My mindset was really strong, because I needed to make sure, especially being in sales, it's one of those things that if you're not working on your mindset constantly, it does directly affect your work. And that's not something that I wanted. I didn't want to fall off the bandwagon with how I was doing a good job and how I felt like I was doing a good job in real estate. But something that I have learnt, particularly since leaving real estate, is self-care includes spending time with family and friends and the people in your life that you really care about. I forgot about this when I was in real estate, and it's not something that I realized until afterwards, because at the time I was so willing to just work on work, and it was my priority. And even though I wasn't focused on going out and getting pissed and going out partying every weekend, it was difficult for me to juggle the people in my life and my relationships, because I was so focused on my work, and that was my number one main and probably only priority at the time. So what I've learned coming from that and being where I am now in my life is I feel like I'm coming to a place of being more balanced. And it doesn't get to that point where I feel like everything's balanced, because then you let go of something else in your life and you have to rebalance it, and then something new comes into your life and then you have to rebalance it again. So it's a constant juggling act. But being where I am now, I can see now how to put myself first more so than ever, but also make sure I still spend time and invest time. I prefer to say invest as opposed to spend, because it is an investment. Investing my time in the people that really fill me up, and the people that I feel like I can just be myself to a degree where I can just relax and just let your hair down. You know, I had a session with the beautiful Ava. I'll tag her in the video, so if you guys want to get in contact with her. I had a body talk session with her this morning, and it was my first ever body talk session, but I was referred to her by a very good friend, Amy Louise Parsons, so I thought maybe I'll give this thing a go. And something that she really reminded me is to nurture myself more, because there was such guilt around being able to take care of myself. And even though I feel like I was doing that, there was an element that I could be doing that even more. Especially coming from a corporate background, it's really easy to work, just like the song. Work, na 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 na. Yeah, and so I was so focused on working, and even now in my business, because that's kind of the mentality that I was in real estate, and to actually pull back from that and to realize, you know what, I can actually refuel myself by doing more things for myself and not feeling bad about it. So I really want to thank Ava for being that mirror for me and allowing me to uncover more of the things that we're constantly relearning and constantly learning to another level. And I also caught up with a good friend, Claudine, the amazing Claudine. I'll tag her in this as well because she's so lovely. And we literally spent a few hours today laughing our heads off. I don't even know half the stuff we were laughing about, but nothing went according to plan. And it's so fascinating how sometimes we get so attached to the plan and how things are supposed to be that we actually forget to enjoy the moment, when we forget to just have a laugh and we forget to be lighthearted about it instead of wanting things to be exactly how it's supposed to be. So, you know, Claudine lives out west. For those of you who don't live in Sydney, it's about an hour away from where I live. And we were going to go to the beach because I live about 10 minutes from the beach. And we ended up talking. I also ended up being a little bit late. And then when we finally got to the beach, it was overcast and it wasn't really hot anymore. Like, it was warm, but it wasn't hot anymore. And me and Claudine were like, the water's cold. We don't want to go in the water anymore. So then we ended up lying on the beach for a little while. And then after that, we realized the time. She's like, oh, I forgot that I had work. So then we went back to my place. And then we're like, oh, we can just go for a swim in my pool in my apartment. And then as soon as we get outside, it starts raining. And we're like, okay, maybe we're not going to go for a swim in the pool. And we were just laughing because nothing went according to plan at all. The whole day, nothing really went according to plan. But we had an amazing time with each other and being in the present moment and laughing our heads off. Like, when we got back to my place in my car, we were laughing about something. If I explain it, you guys are probably not going to find it funny because it's just one of those things that if you tell the story, it probably doesn't sound very funny, but in the moment you're like, why is it so funny? Like, Claudine was laughing at something and then I was laughing at her because she was laughing even if I didn't know what she was laughing at, and then I was crying because her laugh was so funny. And then we come up to like my loading dock and then there's a guy and his daughter walking in front of the car. And what happens is he just stops and like pretends to start laughing because he's like, these girls are having so much fun. Like, I want to get involved. And I just thought to myself, oh my gosh, it's so funny. Like, because we were cracking ourselves laughing. And that's why I love spending time with those people who get to remind me to have fun and remind me to take care of myself, because I really feel that laughter is one of the best medicines. And there's a few people that have commented. Hi, Jason. Hi, Danielle. We've got Sherelle and Amy. Amy, I was just speaking about you. So if you watch this back, you'll actually hear a little bit about you, because I had my session with Ava this morning, which was amazing. So today's, like, the point of this live is to talk about self-care. And, you know, I've gone back to being more consistent at the gym. I'm doing my best to eat that little bit more healthier. I'm, ever since my session with Ava this morning, I've been thinking about how I can incorporate more fun and more self-care and more me time without feeling bad about it. Because I've been forming judgments on myself around how much me time I'm supposed to have. And when I'm feeling drained or when I'm feeling something, I'm like, why am I feeling like this? And it's true, like Ava said, it a lot of the time, Ava reminded me that it's just that we've stopped caring for ourselves in the way that we need. She maybe not have used those exact words, but I'm paraphrasing. That sometimes we need to look at what are the things that we would label as lazy. Like, what are some things that we don't want to do because we might feel lazy? Because sometimes that's what we need. Sometimes we just need to have a laugh. Sometimes things aren't going to go according to plan, and sometimes we just need to have, like, not really care and just be okay with where we're being pulled and directed, because it's all happening in our favor. And I think a lot of the time we forget that, and a lot of the time we resist it, and we get so fixed on how we want things to be, or how we expect them to be, or how we plan them to be, that we forget to be in the present moment of what's actually right in front of us. And what's in front of us right now is ourselves. And, you know, we are responsible for our own body, for this vessel that we have in this life, in this dimension, is our body. And if we're not taking care of our body and our mind and our energy, then how are we going to have energy for anyone else? How are we going to be able to give more of ourselves and share and receive and love and co-create and experience all of this stuff together if we're not taking care of ourselves? And, you know, for you guys, I'd love to hear what you do to self-care. What do you do to take care of yourself? Because I think we all do it in different ways. And sometimes we need to hear it from somebody to either trigger our memory of, oh yeah, I love doing that as well. I actually haven't done that for myself for a while. Or, yeah, actually, like, I did that the other day. And that I think that is something that I can, I don't like to say should, that I can make more of a conscious effort to incorporate into my life, because it's something that I really love. So for me, like, I love dancing. I love being in nature. I love listening to music, spending time with the people that make me laugh, that make me cry from laughing, or maybe just cry, but not because they're hurting me, not like that, but crying because we're just able to be with each other, and it doesn't matter where we are in our life. It's not dependent on it being positive. It's just, it is what it is. What did Amy say? Let's get dancing tonight, Nina, in the name of fun and self-care. I've actually got a dinner date tonight. That's what I'm doing for self-care tonight. But Amy, we will definitely go out very soon. It's Amy's birthday on Friday, actually. So we may have a boogie, because we are having the nudie catch-up for any nudies as well. I know that I'm probably going to be there on Friday at Bondi at 7 to 9 p.m. In Sydney. And for those people who aren't nudies that would like to come join, please come along, say hi. It's going to be 7 to 9 p.m. on Friday, and it's $25. But yeah, tell me what else you can do to self-care and to be there for yourself, and what you can do. Like, I don't know if I can say this on Facebook, but one of those things is also sex. For me, like, and that's a good thing about having a partner, right? Is the fact that you get to have sex. And that's self-care for me. There's an element of self-care in that. And even when it comes to just being with myself in that sort of energy, without saying exactly what that word is on Facebook, it's an element of self-care. And I don't think a lot of us talk about it enough. So I really want to encourage everybody this week, stop and think about, what can you do to take care of yourself that little bit more this week? Whether it's taking time off for you, doing something simply because you want to, no obligation, no expectation, doesn't have anything to do with anyone else, it's simply just for you. Or it could be another option. Second option is do something that feeds your soul. Go watch your favorite movie, lounge on the couch, put some trackies on, lie on the ground, go to the beach, walk around without shoes on. Something that just makes you feel really good. Go for a dance. And the third one could be just do something that's fun. Like Amy said, go out for a dance. And I'm definitely going to go out for a dance with Amy very, very soon. And we'll be celebrating her birthday. It's my birthday, I will cry if I want to. I don't know if she's going to cry. But it's okay if she cries, because it's a birthday. And even if it's not a birthday, she can still cry. Because there's such a connotation around we cannot cry. Okay, I'm digressing. But, so it's all about self-care. And it's been a constant journey for me figuring out how I can take care of myself more and more and more. Because at the end of the day, it's not actually anyone else's responsibility other than your own. And if you're not taking care of yourself, then you're not going to have the fuel and the nourishment to be able to go in the direction that you want to go and do the stuff that you want to do and have the sort of life that you want to have and be the type of person you want to be, and you probably already are, you just don't realize it, but you won't have the energy for it unless you're taking care of yourself. So, everybody, take care of yourself, do something to care for your soul and for you. And yes, if you guys want to know more about the nudie catch up on Friday, then I'll put the link below as well. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. I'm doing another live. I don't have it in front of me right now what time it will be, but I will be doing another live tomorrow for day number 8. I love you too, Amy. Mwah, 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 mwah. Much love, guys. Have an amazing Sunday evening if you're in Sydney. I can see Andrew is on as well. Hi, Andrew. Hope you're well. I'll see you at the Courtyard soon. That's the place that he works. Anyway, all right. Bye, guys. Love you.